My father worked for the railroad from 1935 until 1975, and that allowed him to have free passes for the family to ride on the trains. So we rode all over the country on vintage passenger trains, usually in the sleeper cars, and I loved rail travel. If you were a baseball player in 1941, you did a lot of rail travel. Most teams almost exclusively traveled from city to city by train. Now the Reds, Cincinnati Reds in 1934, took the first flight for a train for a baseball team. The 46 Yankees began flying regularly, but most teams traveled by rail, and occasionally they went by air until about 1960. So that had an effect on the game itself, actually. Schedules were made with more off days because it took more time to travel. And then you had more double headers. The 1941 St. Louis Cardinals, I think, played 22 double headers. But teams played generally from 10, 12 to 20 double headers a year, unlike today, to make up for all the off days. I think the biggest difference rail travel made, though, on baseball teams is the community. They rode in club cars oftentimes for hours talking about baseball. And Eddie Matthews mentioned that on plane trips, as he saw both methods of travel in his career, baseball was rarely talked about. But on the trains, they would get together and talk baseball strategy and talk about everything baseball. And he said, you got to know your players personally very well, more so than today. So they understood better how teammates played the game of baseball and reacted on the field. There were a few players who were terrified of flying. Jackie Jepson of the New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox comes to mind. He tried hypnosis, but generally he usually rented a car and drove from city to city himself. Spent a lot of long nights on the road rather than flying. And he actually retired after, I believe, the 59 season, and largely did because he didn't want to fly. And he tried again in 1961, but only played 1 year, and he was done with baseball. So when I rode the trains in the late 50s and early 60s, I absolutely loved the trains. And some players probably did, but some players probably didn't. Hello everybody, this is Apba Brian bringing to you game number 10 of the National League Division Double Elimination Tournament. This will be the New York Giants at the St. Louis Cardinals. Here are your starting lineups for the Giants. JoJo Moore leads off, plays left field. We've got Rucker in center field, Dick Bartell third base, Mellott right field, Babe Young at first base, Billy Jurgens the shortstop, Harry Daniel the catcher, Whitehead, the second baseman, and Carl Hubble is your pitcher. For the St. Louis Cardinals, Terry Moore leads off and plays center field. Bobby Brown's at third base. Johnny Mize at first base and Johnny Hopp in left field. Enos Slaughter in right field. Marty Marion the shortstop. Creepy Crespi at second base. Gus Mancuso as the catcher. And Mort Cooper is on the mound. St. Louis Cardinals are fielding column 1. The Giants are fielding column 2. We will use the Merino boards as we did yesterday, just going as though this was basic Apba except in stealing and base advance on fly balls. Mort Cooper is a grade C ex-pitcher. He is on the mound, and JoJo Moore steps in the box for New York. 52 is a ground ball to the third baseman, one away. Johnny Rucker comes to bat. 54 is a fly ball to right field that's caught by Enos Slaughter. The Giants have 2 outs. This is an elimination game. Both teams are 1-1 in the tournament. Dick Bartell. 45 is going to be a base on balls. With 2 out, Bartell's at F26 stealing. The F will prevent him from stealing. Here is Mel Ott. 53 is a 15. And that will be a hit by pitch. If he has an HBO 0, that's a ball. He does not. So first and second for the Giants after the hit batter. Babe Young. Teams often take exception to hitting your pitchers hitting their best player. We'll see if there's any retaliation to come. 35 is a 37, strike 1. 34 is a fly ball to center field. Terry Moore is under it and makes the catch. We go to the bottom of the first. There is no score. Carl Hubble takes the mound for the New York Giants, the king of the screwball. King Carl winds and pitches to Terry Buford. 31 is the 9 against the C. That is going to be a pop out to the shortstop. It has a Y modifier, so it's actually a strikeout, as Hubble has the Y modifier. 1 away, Jimmy Brown. I said Bobby Brown in the introductions. That's wrong. It's Jimmy Brown. Bobby Brown played third base for the Yankees, I think. 43 is a ground ball to the pitcher. 2 away. And the big cat, Johnny Mize. 1-1 roll. That's a 4 against a C pitcher. That's going to be a double for Johnny Mize. So 2 outs, runners in scoring position for John Hippity Hop. 1-5 is the 11 against the C. That's going to be a single. And the runner will score. Cardinals are on the board. It is St. Louis 1, New York nothing. Here is Enos Country Slaughter. 23 is a 29. Ground ball back to the pitcher. It has the Y modifier, so it's a strikeout. We go to the top of the second, St. Louis 1, New York Giants 0. Billy Jurgis leads off for the Giants. 6-6 rolls, hit column. 33 is a long drive toward left field. It is way back there. Johnny Hop looks up. There it goes. A home run for Billy Jurgis, ties the score. And that's a quick way to answer the other team's run. Harry Danning. .22 is a base hit for Harry Danning. He is a slow runner, and the Giants will play it safe. I'm not sure it's necessary to say that. It is necessary when you're using the book. It could be, but anyway, the Giants are playing it safe. Whitehead comes to bat. 1-3 is a 32. Fly out to the right fielder, Country Slaughter, 1 away. Here's the pitcher, Carl Hubble. Hubble will square around to bunt. 63 is a 32. That's going to be fielded by the third baseman, Jimmy Brown. The throw over to Johnny Mize at first. Sacrifice is successful. But there are 2 outs. Runner in scoring position now, and JoJo Moore. 12 is a 25. That's a line drive to second base. 3 outs. But the Giants even the score 1-1, bottom of the second. Marty Marion, the shortstop for the Cardinals, will lead off at 6'2", one of the taller shortstops of the day. That's a ball 4. Marion goes to first. E26 on stealing. Chances to steal second are 11 through 43. He's not going creepy crispy. Creepy Crespi will be the hitter. 65 is a pop out to third base. 1 away. Gus Mancuso. .43 is a 29 that's ground out to first base. 3 to wait a minute. Ground out to the pitcher or Y modifier, so that's a strikeout. 2 down, and Mort Cooper. 52 is a ground out to the third baseman. He goes the short way, 5-4. We go to the top of the third. St. Louis 1 and New York 1. Johnny Rucker leads off for the Giants. 43 is a 29. Ground out to the pitcher. X modifier, so it's a strikeout. Here is Dick Bartell. 43 is a strikeout. X modifier. Mel Ott. 52 is a ground ball to the, it's a strikeout. Mort Cooper strikes out the side in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-1. All right, let's see if Carl Helbig will match what Mort Cooper just did, striking out the side. Here is Terry Moore. 14 is a fly ball to left field, caught by JoJo Moore. 1 away. Jimmy Brown. 53 is an 18 that's going to test the shortstop, Billy Jurgis, and it slips through the infield for a base hit. Average speed, Johnny Mize, the hitter. All right, the Big Cat is 0 for 8 in the tournament, but he does have 3 walks. 52 is a 27. That will be a fielder's choice, 5-4. So Brown's retired at second, and now Mize is the runner at first with 2 down, average speed, and Johnny Hop comes to bat. 45 is a base on balls. First and second, St. Louis. Country Slaughter comes to bat. 23 is a ground out to the pitcher, 1-3. No score, we go to the fourth, 1-1 tie. pitch to Babe Young is a 44. That's a 8. Against the C pitcher, that'll be a base hit for Babe Young. Billy Jurgis. No outs. Not a threat to steal. 31 is a 9 against the C. 26 is fielder's choice, ground ball second base, 4-6. And now Jurgis is on at first. Harry Danning. 23 is a fielder's choice, 4-6. Slower at first, Harry Danning, the catcher. Burgess Whitehead, formerly the St. Louis Cardinals, played in the 34 World Series. 56 is a 34. It's going to be a pop out to the shortstop. Go to the bottom of the fourth, score is still tied 1-1. 7-time National League All-Star, probably the best defensive shortstop of his era, will lead off for the Cardinals, Marty Marion. 21 is a ground ball. 12, that's a ground out to third base. It's some chart. It's first base. I changed it to third. 5-3, 1 out. Creepy Crespi. 14 is a fly out to left. And Gus Mancuso, the catcher, is a 55. It's going to be a base hit for Gus Mancuso. Shouldn't be a runner on first, but Giants uniform. There is now in a Cardinals uniform. Mark Cooper, whose hitting card doesn't look horrible. Here's the pitch. 55 is a 8 against the C. That's going to be a base hit, and Mancuso goes to third. 2 outs. Cardinals have runners at the corners. That brings up Terry Moore, who is 2 for 13 in the tournament. He's kind of struggled. Here's the pitch. 33 is, forget the struggles, that's a hit, call, and roll. 21 is going to be a double that clears the bases. Cardinals take a 3-1 advantage over the Giants. Brings up Jimmy Brown. 54 is a fly ball to right field. That's the third out. But the Cards score 2. Go to the 5th inning, 3-1 St. Louis. The pitcher Carl Hubble will lead off the 5th inning for New York. 65 is a pop-up to the catcher. 1 away. Here's JoJo Moore. 1-1, that's hit column. 13's a double for JoJo Moore. No outs, Johnny Rucker comes to bat. Rucker is 0 for 2. He's going to swing away. 35 is a 9 against a C. 28's a play result. That's a ground out to the shortstop, and Moore will have to hold at second base. 1 down. Dick Bartell. 43 is a 29. That's hit to the first baseman. Runner goes to third. Scored 3 unassisted and 2 outs. Here's Mel Ott. Unique batting style, picked up his front leg, waved his bat up and down. Here's the pitch. 14 is a fly ball to left field. It is caught by Johnny Hippity Hop, and we hippity hop to the bottom of the 5th inning. Score is Cardinals 3, Giants 1. The big cat, Johnny Mize, 317 hitter in 1941 with 16 home runs. Here's the pitch from Carl Hubble. 45 is going to be a base on balls. And Mize has been on base a couple times. Average speed at first base. Johnny Hop. .31 is a 9. It's the C, that's 20. Play result is 26. Fielder's choice out 4-6. Johnny Hops at first. Country Slaughter. 311 hitter, 13 home runs. 65 is a 35 play result. It's a foul out to the catcher, Harry Danning. 2 down. Marty Marion. 53 is a 19. That's going to test the third baseman for New York. He is Dick Bartell, and he would be fielding column 2. Let's see, with 2 outs, 5-3, ground out. So we go to the top of the 6th, St. Louis 3, New York 1. All right, big power hitting first baseman, Babe Young, 6'2", 25 home runs on the year, leads off for the New York Giants in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Mort Cooper, 6-6 roll. There's a long drive to right field. Enos Slaughter looks up, and there it goes, a home run for Babe Young. So the Giants have had 2 solo home runs now. Babe Young and Billy Jurgis. Score is Cardinals 3 now, New York Giants 2. Billy Jurgis. 61 is a ground out to the shortstop, Marty Marion, and that's throw over to first with Mize. Here's Harry Danning. 33, that's going to be a hit column roll by Harry Danning. 36 is a double. Action here in the 6th by the Giants, Burgess Whitehead. 23 is a 26 ground out to second. The runner goes to third. 2 outs. Tying runs 90 feet away, but it is the pitcher due up to bat, Carl Hubble. Both Klinger and Fitzsimmons are not available in the New York bullpen, as they had outings of 3 innings and 1 4 2/3 inning. So Hubble will stay up in the game and bat for himself. Here's the pitch. 34 is a fly out to center field. Go to the bottom of the 6th. It's now Cardinals 3, Giants 2. The bottom of the Birds order is due up. Creepy Crespi, Mancuso the catcher, and Cooper the pitcher. Here's the pitch to Creepy Crespi. 55 is a 8 against the C. I believe that's going to be a base hit. It is. Leadoff runner is on base, average speed. The catcher, Gus Mancuso, he's going to lay one down. 42 is a 36. And that is a pass ball. The runner goes to second base. Still thinking about bunting. 31 is a 14. Base on balls. That brings up Mort Cooper. First and second, and nobody out. Okay, Mort Cooper will try to bunt. Here's the pitch to Cooper, 6-6. That's a 7. He's going to be out at first. 3-4. Sacrifice 3-4. Runners go to second and third, and 1 out. That would have been a hit if he wasn't bunting. Terry Moore comes to bat. He doubled his last time up. The Giants are going to play their infield in with 1 out. Here's the pitch to Terry Moore. 62 is a 32. That is a fly out to right field. We'll re-roll to get the depth on the fly out. 5, that's pretty deep. 45. So add the fly out depth, 45, to his running speed, 17. That's 50, 62. And then the arm of the right fielder, Mel Ott, is pretty good. 62 minus 33. That's going to be 29, which means he'll score on a roll of 11 through 55. He's going to try to score. Oh, just barely, 54. He is safe on these sacrifice fly to right field. So an RBI for Terry Moore, and the Cardinals go up 4-2. Now 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. A great throw by Mel Ott, but not quite in time. Jimmy Brown steps in the box. 65 is a foul out to the third baseman. That's 3 outs. But the Cards score a run. They go up 4-2. JoJo Moore leads off for the Giants. He's 1 for 3 on the day. 1-2 is a ground out to the second baseman, Creepy Crespi, and called creepy because of the way he crept up on ground balls. 1 away, 4-3. Johnny Rucker, 0 for 3. 56 is pops to third, 2 outs. Dick Bartell, 1-6 is a ground out to the shortstop, Marty Marion. Throws over to Johnny Mize. That's the end of the 7th inning. 4-2 St. Louis. Bottom of the 7th inning, Johnny Mize leads off for Cards. Here's the pitch to Mize. 1-3 is a base on balls. And that's the one thing in this tournament he has gotten a lot of. He has a double, but he does have now 4 base on balls. Johnny Hop, 26 is a fly out to left field. Edith Slaughter. 6-6 roll, that's hit column. Slaughter gets into 142, that's going to be a double. And Mize's average speed, he doesn't score, he goes to third. Second and third, St. Louis. Timeout. The Giants will go to the bullpen, and they'll bring in a new pitcher, Bob Carpenter, grade C with no modifiers. He will be a grade B pitcher for same sidedness for the first hitter. So grade B, pitching to Marty Marion. Men on first and second. That roll is a 64. That's a swing and a miss for a strike 3. 2 outs. Carpenter goes back to his normal C grade to pitch to Creepy Crespi, 7th place hitter. 32 is a infield pop-up to the second baseman, caught by Burgess Whitehead. 3 outs. So the Cardinals don't score in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. St. Louis 4, New York 2. Okay, Cooper is right at his point of weakness, but he has to have a couple bad things happen to him before he pays the penalty. Here is Mel Ott. 54 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Enos Slaughter, 1 away. Babe Young. 41 is a ground out to the shortstop, Marty Marion, 2 down. Here is Billy Jurgis, who was 3 times an All-Star, played in 3 World Series, and had a 17-year career. Pitch to Jurgis. 56 is a 34. That's a pop out to the third baseman. Shortstop, excuse me. Pop to the shortstop. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2 St. Louis. Gus Mancuso will lead off for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th. We look at the Cardinal bullpen, and Howie Pollitt is warming up and will probably come in to pitch the 9th inning for St. Louis. Here's the pitch by Bob Carpenter to Gus Mancuso, 34, is a fly ball to center field, caught by Johnny Rucker. One away. St. Louis will call upon Eric Crabtree to pitch hit for Cooper. Here's the pitch to Crabtree. 56 is a pop to the shortstop. 2 away and back to the top of this Cardinal order. Terry Buford, very good defensive outfielder. Played much like Tris Speaker. I think I've talked about that before. He played very shallow. 45 is a base on balls. Terry Moore's at first with 2 outs. He's a R29. Brings up Jimmy Brown. 26 is a, let's see, 27. Play result, that's going to be a ground out to third base. For the third out, we go to the 9th. Cardinals are 3 outs away from eliminating the Giants. The new pitcher for St. Louis, Howie Pollitt, grade A pitcher with a Y modifier. He'll be pitching to the bottom of the Giants order, Harry Danning, Burgess Whitehead, and a pitch hitter for the pitcher. 53 is an 18. That's going to be a defensive play here. That's Marty Marion, fielding column 1. That's actually going to be a base hit for Harry Danning. And that gets the tying run to the plate. Burgess Whitehead. Here's the pitch. 1-2. That's going to be a 25 play result is, I think, a double play. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Pinch hitter for the Giants, Mickey Witek. 56 is a pop out to the shortstop, Marty Marion, and that's the ball game. And that'll do it for the New York Giants. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Okay, the New York Giants scored 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The Cardinals scored 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher was Mort Cooper, 8 innings and 2 earned runs. They gave up 2 home runs to Jurgis and Babe Young. The losing pitcher was Carl Hubble, and Howie Pollock got the save. Stars of today's games, Mort Cooper and Terry Moore. Terry Moore went 1 for 4, but drove in 3 of the 4 Cardinals runs with a 2-run double in the 4th and a sacrifice fly in the 6th inning. Mort Cooper he had a forkball that he mastered and an overhand fastball. Pitched to his brother quite a lot. Walker Cooper was on the squad. And he was the National League MVP player in 1942. He couldn't go in the Army for World War II due to a knee injury he had suffered earlier. But he was 1.77 ERA, won, I think, 22 games in 42, was the National League MVP. Terry Moore, already said he was a great defensive player. He played shallow like Tris Speaker. He was a captain of the Cardinals teams that won pennants in 42 and 46. 4-time All-Star. Played 11 years in the same organization. So he started with the Gas House Gang and played until the Stan Musial, Red Shandy's eras. And then after he played, he coached with the Cardinals for 7 years. So 18 years with one organization. Terry Moore. Mort Cooper and Terry Moore are the stars of today's game. The Cardinals move forward in the bracket. Giants drop out. St. Louis will play the Boston Bees in Game 12 of the National League. And the next game, we'll go back over to the American League to play Game 10. That'll be the Cleveland Indians at the Washington Senators. Both teams are 1-1, and that will be an elimination game. Hope you enjoyed this game. Thanks for joining me. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe, hit the like button, and you have a good afternoon, good evening, and God bless.